Hey guys, Joey here. I'm just here to let you know before this video begins about today's sponsor, Naruto Slugfest. The first ever official original licensed Naruto MMORPG mobile game is here, with an entertaining and interesting Naruto storyline packed in with original voice actors and an extensive 3D open world to fully explore. Enjoy the numerous epic battles through multiple game modes. Collect your favorite characters, plus 4 brand new characters to the Naruto world, each equipped with unique signature ninjutsus to turn the tides of the battle. You can also upgrade each of your collected ninjas through different classes including Mastery PvE and PvP ninja battles. And a whole lot more is waiting in store for you, so if you love your Naruto or mobile anime MMORPGs and would like to check the game out for yourself, then make sure to go down to the links in the description below. Thanks again to Naruto Slugfest for today's sponsor, and I hope you enjoy the video. How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man, and welcome back to another episode of what will I be watching? The show where, as the title suggests, I will be going over the upcoming season of anime and telling you guys the shows that I will be watching and the shows that I won't be watching, and basically giving you guys a first impressions and overview of the upcoming season of anime. And with today's video, we are going to be looking at the Spring 2020 anime season. It is the anime that will be starting from April, going all the way up until July, marking off what is essentially the first half of the 2020's anime. Now, I don't know about you, but Winter 2020 wasn't exactly the strongest season of anime that we've ever seen. Which is a shame, because in my what will I be watching for winter, which I'll leave in the description below, or boom, there it is up on the screen right now, I was somewhat excited for the year of 2020 because it was essentially the first season of anime kicking off the brand new decade of the 20s, the roaring 20s. And I don't know, man, like, there's just something about this year's anime that just hasn't quite kicked off as well as we would have all liked it to have been. So we're hopefully going to get a redemption arc of sorts by looking through this Spring 2020 anime season. Now, as always, I'm over on livechart.me. Still hasn't sponsored me, the son of and we were looking at, again, the Spring 2020 anime season from April 2020 to June 2020. Obviously getting rid of leftover series from previous seasons and looking at brand new stuff sorted by popularity, as always. Y'all should know how this shit works by now, so without further ado, let's check out the animus. Alright, first up is a show that I'm not surprised is currently at the #1 popularity spot, the #1 hyped spot of the Spring 2020 anime season. That is Re:Zero second season. Fucking finally. God, when was the first season of Re:Zero? Well, it was a while ago. I want to say like 2014, 2015 maybe? At least 5 years in the making, I would reckon. But man, we're finally getting it. I mean, we had that whole thing with like the spin-off movie with Amelia's backstory of somewhat. Obviously, nobody watched that movie, including myself, because who the fuck cares about Amelia? But yeah, just from this art right here, we can definitely tell that this shit is going to get real. White Fox is back at it again, as always. Thank you, my good sir. And I don't remember if the first season of What Will I Be Watching for Re:Zero had the thriller tag right here, but if there was, then I obviously missed out, because I don't think they added the thriller tag. So, just goes to show that I think this second season is definitely going to be a lot more thrilling and a lot more exhilarating than the first season. And we all know how thrilling and exhilarating that first season was, let me tell you, my boys. I think last month's video, where me and my good buddy Gigak, we made an isekai tier list, we put this up there pretty high. I believe we put this in an A tier. If you haven't seen that video, boom, there it is on the screen, or links in the description below if you want to check it out. But yeah, I'm hyped for this. Not much else I can say. I think a lot of people are hyped for this season. Let's just hope that they don't end it off in a little bit of a weak ending that the first season had, but hey, well, only time will tell. We'll figure it out. Alright, up next is another season 3 this time, that I'm absolutely looking forward to, and I'm kind of sad about as well at the same time. It's kind of bittersweet that this is coming this season, but it is やはり俺の青春ラブコメ間違っている or 俺がいる Kang, which is the 3rd season of my teen romantic comedy Snafu. Now, I can tell you that not only is this the 3rd season of Snafu, but this is also most likely going to be the final season of Snafu as well, because it is called Kan. And for those of you who don't know Japanese, Kan means end, essentially. And it makes a lot of sense because the light novel series for Yahari Ore no Seishun Rabuko wa Machigatte actually ended a couple of months ago. And I was in a bookstore and I saw that they were like putting out a whole shelf highlighting the Origairu series, and I'm like, oh, why are they highlighting this? Is it a new anime season? It was that as well, but it was also to announce that the series had actually ended completely. Like, the original light novel had ended, and I was like, fuck, I need to read this. And I also need to watch this third season, because Feel Studios back at it again. Feel usually doesn't do a fantastic job with their stuff, but they did a pretty decent job with season 2 of Origairu. Definitely not as good as the first season. A lot of people definitely dropped the second season comparatively to the first season, but with this third season, hopefully my, I guess, like, hope for this season's justice, I guess, is to get people to go and read the original light novel more so than falling in love with the anime. Because let me tell you, my dudes, I've read a lot of light novels in my lifetime, but Snafu is by far one of the most enjoyable and unique reading experiences in light novels. Like, Wataru Watari, the author, is just so smart with the way that he portrays such simple and mediocre concepts like Origairu, because on the surface of things, Origairu is a very mediocre and simple concept, but for some reason, this author has managed to take this concept that is pretty run-of-the-mill when it comes to light novels, especially teen romance drama light novels, and make it something so unique and so standoutish, and I think that's worth commemorating and celebrating, especially with this third season. So I'm hyped to check this out, and I'm also hyped to just go and read the light novel in its entirety. Alright, up next is Kaguya-sama wa Kokurasetai. So, second season of Kaguya-sama. Damn. The top 3 series, season 2s and season 3s of some pretty amazing shows. And, I mean, I'm not complaining, because Kaguya-sama was one of the few series from, I think it was 2019, 2018. I don't even remember if it was last year or not, but I'm pretty sure it was last year. It was a fantastic show. The manga is adorable as hell. The anime adaptation was just great. I wasn't expecting an anime adaptation of a manga like this to be so great, but A1 pulled through with this, my dudes. A1 just went ham on this shit, and I fucking loved it. It was so cute, it was so adorable, and actually funny. Like, it's very rare that I've actually laughed out loud watching a A1 Pictures romantic comedy series, but hey man, like, they managed to do it, and that's the great thing about A1, is that every now and then they can really strike some gold. Alright, up next is Sword Art Online Alicization. Man, no new series so far. This is all continuations of previously popular series. I'm surprised this isn't actually number 1. I don't know, I guess there are just better shows out there. People are starting to open their eyes. Now, in all seriousness though, I have actually been meaning to check out Alicization arc. I haven't seen the Alicization arc. It's the only arc that I haven't seen of Sword Art Online. And as much as I really dislike the Sword Art Online franchise in general, I have heard a lot of my friends, some of them are, you know, pretty big haters of Sword Art Online, so they're not the biggest fans of Sword Art Online. Even they have said that the Alicization arc is somewhat decent, and that really intrigues me. It's not fair on the rest of the Sword Art Online fanbase for me to shit all over without me at least checking it out. So yeah, I'm definitely kind of curious now to go and check out Alicization. I guess let me know in the comments below if you personally think Alicization is worth it or not, because I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. Alright, up next is Shokugeki no Soma Go no Sora, 5th season of Food Wars. Didn't the 4th season just come out like a few seasons ago? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think JC staff are just crapping out these seasons like no tomorrow. Holy shit. Which is bad for me because your boy's only seen up to the 1st season. So goes to tell me something. I should probably catch up on this shit. But man, this series is just on a roll. Same thing with SAO and same thing with Origairu. Just all these series are just on a roll with the extra seasons, and obviously the hype is real because top 5 series of this season are continuations of previous seasons. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to this overall quality of this season, but hey man, hopefully we'll see something new soon. Alright, up next is finally the first original series, the first season 1 coming out. And it is a season 1 of a show or a series that has been talked about an absolute fuck ton. And it is Kami no To, Tower of God. Now, this is exciting for a number of reasons. One, it's exciting because this is based off of, as it says here, a digital manhwa, which is another word, a fancier word for digital Korean manga. Now, I've done a few videos on manhwa in the past, and I have definitely come to like manhwa a whole lot more because the way that you read and experience manhwa is just so much more different and a totally different experience to reading manga. Obviously, the art styles can be somewhat similar to Japanese manga, and the stories and theming can be kind of similar, but the flow of the story, I feel, in manhwa and digital manhwa is just so much more fluid and more of like a film reel rather than reading a comic, if that kind of makes sense. And I've read a little bit of Tower of God, only because when I did those videos on a particular manhwa series, it was always the one series that I heard so many people talking about. And from the little that I have read, I am definitely hyped for this anime adaptation. Now, we don't know who the studio is, but looking at this picture, yo, this is clean as fuck. But for those of you who don't know, let's read the synopsis. Tower of God centers around a boy called 25th Bam, who has spent most of his life trapped beneath a vast and mysterious tower, with only his close friend, Rachel, to keep him company. When Rachel enters the tower, Bam manages to open the door into it as well, and faces challenges at each floor of this tower as he tries to find his closest companion. Now, suffice it to say that this isn't exactly the most original concept for a survival horror mystery type of show. In fact, recently, when I went to a manga cafe for 24 hours, which, if you guys haven't checked out that video, boom, there it is on the screen right now. There was a series that I read and reviewed during my stay there called Chijo Hyakkai, which is essentially kind of the same concept as Tower of God. A bunch of people enter a tower to, this time, in fact, look for their companion who is lost, whereas in Chijo Hyakkai, it was more of like a survival horror aspect of things. But definitely Tower of God, or Kami no To, is a lot more of an adventure rather than a horror, and I think is a lot more easier to get into than for people who aren't exactly into the whole horror aspect of manga, which is completely understandable, you know, taste differs. But yeah, I'm super hyped for this anime because it is such a big opportunity for the digital manhwa world to really spread its wings out into the anime industry. Alright, up next is Mao Gakuin no Futeki Gosha. Oh man, is this gonna be another generic fantasy demon lord light novel adaptation? It sure as shit looks like it. Well, it's done by Silver League, who is a decent studio, so I'm not complaining there, but my god, generic waifus alert. And generic main character alert. Wow, it looks exactly like every light novel protagonist ever. Anoth, the demon king of tyranny, has defeated humans, spirits, and gods alike, but even demon kings get tired of all the fighting sometimes. Hoping for a more peaceful life, Anoth decides to reincarnate himself. Oh, your boy just isekai'd himself, alright. When he wakes 2,000 years later, though, he finds the world has become too peaceful. His descendants have grown weak, and magic is in serious decline. Intending to reclaim his rightful place, he enrolls in Demon King Academy, where he finds that his magical power is off the charts. Oh, I wonder why. Generic power fantasy? And because they can't measure his power, the faculty and other students regard Anoth as a misfit. With the support of Misha, the one student he manages to befriend, the misfit Demon King begins his climb up the demon ranks. Man, oh man, I am not excited. I mean, look, a lot of people will probably say that it's unfair for me to just immediately off the bat just decline this series even without watching it, but do you know how many fucking fantasy power trip isekai-esque type of shows like this that we've seen in the past couple of years that I've tried to watch even just the first episode, and they've all been mediocre pieces of shit that have been forgotten by the end of the season. And I don't want to say that this is another one, but when you watch and see about 20 or 30 shows just within the last couple of years that have fallen right into those cracks, you don't really have a positive outlook on new series like this. So yeah, I genuinely think that this is just gonna be another generic-ass power fantasy isekai-esque demon lord bullshit that we see every single season because, my god, the anime industry apparently hasn't run out of ideas with this shit, and people are gonna forget it by the end of the season. that's not even a first impression, that's just fact. And you can quote me on that by the time this spring 2020 anime has finished. If this show ends up actually being good, then I will eat my words. But regardless, let's check out Fruits Basket second season, because man oh man, that re-adaptation, that first season that came out last year was an absolute breath of fresh air. Which is really, I guess, ironic that I call it a breath of fresh air, considering that it is based off a shoujo manga series from about 15 years ago, and even though I do find like a special nostalgia compartment in my heart for the first original anime adaptation, just the remake of Fruits Basket last year was just so well done. It was so well cleaned up. It was the cleanup that really gave the manga series justice, and it really did stick to the original manga, and the reason why it ended up being so great is because it stuck to the original manga. And a lot of people, such as myself, who did grow up reading the original Fruits Basket manga or watch the original Fruits Basket anime, was just so excited to see this series come back again in 2019, because man, it was something that we really missed. So let's hope that TMS Entertainment does a good job to continue rolling on that track, because it is definitely heading in the right direction. Alright, up next is 乙女ゲームの破滅フラッグしかない悪役令嬢に転生してしまった。What? I'm not saying what because I don't understand what the title is. I'm just saying what because of the title itself. Silverlink once again. Is Silverlink just like taking on all the generic light novel adaptations this year? It sure as shit seems like it, man, which, if that is the case, that's a major step down for them. I mean, even though it is a light novel adaptation, just from that art, it definitely seems to be a light novel adaptation more aimed towards the ladies. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's actually something quite new and refreshing, as I previously said in my Fruits Basket analysis, but let's check out the synopsis. After hitting her head particularly hard one day, Duke Claus's daughter, Katerina, suddenly recalls all the memories of her past life, that of a teenage Japanese girl. Just before her untimely death, this girl recalls playing an otome game that is exactly like the world she's living in now. Oh man! She just got isekai'd into an otome game. How naive of me to think that there were gonna be no isekais this season. Fuck. She is now Katerina Claus, the antagonist of the otome game, who nastily hounded the protagonist until the end. Knowing all the possible outcomes of the game, she realizes that every single possible route ends with Katerina being murdered or exiled. God damn, that's a heavy-ass otome game, bro. In order to avoid these catastrophic bad ends, she has to use her knowledge of the game and her own wiles, starting with breaking off this engagement with the prince. Will Katerina survive while making her way through this world where bad flags trip at every turn? Find out in this reverse harem rom-com led by everybody's favorite villainess. I mean, look, first of all, I appreciate the fact that we're actually getting a reverse harem show this season, or in fact this year, because when was the last time we saw like even a decent or at least somewhat good reverse harem show? The last reverse harem show that I distinctly remember is Brothers Conflict, and let me tell you, that was not a good anime. So suffice it to say that I'm not exactly optimistic about this particular reverse harem, because it is legitimately a reverse harem isekai. When are they ever going to run out of ideas for fucking isekais, goddammit? Alright, up next is Hachi nante sore wa nai desho. Which is, wow, looks somewhat interesting. I have no idea what these studios are. Shine Animation and Synergy SP. I swear there's like a new anime studio every single season, but alright, let's check out the synopsis. Ichinomiya Shingal, a 25-year-old man working at a firm company while thinking of tomorrow's busy working day, goes to sleep. However, when he woke up, he found himself in a room unknown to him, and realized that he is inside a 6-year-old's body, taking over his body and mind. He soon learns from the memories of the boy that the boy was born as the youngest child of a poor noble family living in a back country. Having no administrative skills, he can't do anything to manage the vast land his family has. Fortunately, he is blessed with a very rare talent, the talent of magic. Unfortunately, while his talent could bring prosperity to his family, in his situation it only brought disaster. This is the story of the boy, Wendelin von Benno Baumeister. Wow, that's a mouthful of a name. Opening his own path in a harsh world. I mean, goddamn, dude, that's a name. That's certainly a name. I don't know what to think about this series. I mean, like, it doesn't seem like the most interesting show. I mean, I guess like one unique aspect I can pinpoint is the fact that our protagonist is a 6-year-old boy. The art looks somewhat clean and interesting. Other than that, I couldn't really glean anything off of this synopsis other than it's just gonna be like a fantasy human drama show, maybe something like that. Man, I really don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out. We're gonna have to just check this show out. All right, up next is Gleipner? All right, whatever that is. First of all, whatever that thing is, I fucking love the style of. God damn. Dude, that looks like straight up some like Nakayama Atsushi shit, and it's just so cool and so unique. I don't know. Whatever that is has already gotten me interested in this series, whatever it is, but let's read the synopsis because I have no idea. Shuichi Kagaya is an ordinary high school kid in a boring little town, but when a beautiful classmate is caught in a warehouse fire, he discovers a mysterious power. He can transform into a furry dog with an oversized revolver and a zipper down his back. He saves the girl's life, sharing his secret with her, but she's searching for the sister who killed her family, and she doesn't care how degrading it gets. She will use Shuichi to accomplish her mission. Wow, I thought that was just gonna be like a mascot of the show. Like I was expecting the girl on the back there to be the main protagonist, but nope, the motherfucking dog is the main protagonist. Wow. I think the last time we had a dog as a protagonist in an anime was, what the hell was that show called? Inuto Hasami wa Tsukaiyo or something. Whatever the name of that show. It was a really crap show, but the protagonist was a dog. But this dog looks way fucking cooler. And weirdly enough, as shonen as that plot kind of seems to be, it's got the seinen tag on it, which I thought was super interesting, which means it's not just going to be like your average, like, let's go look for your sister kind of thing. There's definitely going to be some dark, twisted elements to this somewhat generic sounding action mystery show. So I'm honestly a little bit tempted about it. The fact that our protagonist is a furry dog with an oversized revolver and a zipper down his back, that sounds weird and strange, and I'm totally down for it, so I'm definitely checking that out. Alright, up next is Yesterday o Utatte. Oh, we have a drama, romance, and slice of life. Our first slice of life show of this season. It is done by Doga Kobo though, who I'm not exactly the biggest fan of. I've said that in previous series, but let's read the synopsis. The coming-of-age story follows a university graduate named Rikuo who has not been able to find permanent employment after college. A mysterious woman named Haru who has a pet crow, and Rikuo's former university classmate Shinako. I mean, I didn't really get anything off of that synopsis, but hey, you know what? It's a slice of life seinen romance, so it's most likely going to be a very cool and collected human drama show. And you know what? As much as I'm not into Doga Kobo shows, I am kind of digging this art style right here. It is somewhat monochromatic and chill, and I do like my somewhat chilled out shows like this. So yeah, I'm definitely probably going to check this out and see how it goes. Alright, up next is Appare Ranman. Oh, we have a historical show. And I mean, goddamn it. Definitely looks historical, that's for sure. Oh, and it's a PA original work. The first original show of this season by PA Works. Let's go. PA Works for me is somewhat in the same realm as A1 Studios, where it's a serious hit or a miss. Sometimes PA Works can absolutely strike gold like they did with Nagi no Asukara, and sometimes they can just make some really generic shows. But let's read the synopsis because I'm kind of curious. The story is set at the end of the 19th century and on the eve of the next one. After a certain mishap, the brilliant but socially inept engineer Sorano Appare, family name first, and the shrewd but cowardly samurai Ishiki Kosame find themselves drifting on a boat from Japan to America. Broke, the two decide to compete in the Trans-America Wild Race to win the prize and return to Japan. The two battle crazy rivals, outlaws, and the great outdoors itself as they race through the Wild West from the starting line in Los Angeles to the finish line in New York in the steam-powered car they built. That legit is the synopsis to Steel Ball Run. Like, you go in a Trans-America race and the first place gets to keep or get an amazing prize while battling each other, starting from Los Angeles, ending in New York. I'm pretty sure Steel Ball Run as well started in Los Angeles and ended in New York. So, I mean, this legitimately just sounds like PA Works trying to rip off Steel Ball Run without being too subtle, you know what I mean? Like, but basically just like being in a historical setting with samurais instead of cowboys and stuff like that. That actually got me shook. I guess we're gonna get like a quick little glimpse into what the Steel Ball Run anime adaptation is gonna be like, considering that at the time of me recording this video, part 6, Stone Ocean, hasn't even been adapted yet. But I did enjoy Steel Ball Run a lot, and if, you know, if PA Works can get it right and make it somewhat unique, and it seems like they have, because they've got 2 samurais now in a historical American setting, which is, you know, quite interesting and quite unique. I think this series is going to be one of those hidden gems of PA Works, but I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that they nail this one, because they've been known to fuck up in the past, unfortunately. Alright, up next is Kakushigoto. Oh, this is an Ajado series. Okay, and it's based off a manga series. I'm digging this art style. There's something about it. I don't know. It's just clean, and it's just gives me a sense of like, ooh, what the fuck is that? But let's read the synopsis. We will open the curtain back in time to the story of one lone manga creator. The story is about Goto Kakushi, an artist who draws a somewhat vulgar manga and tries to hide it for the sake of his daughter, Hime, a father-daughter tale of love and laughter. This is essentially an anime about a degenerate father hiding his fucked up fetishes from his very pure daughter. I can relate to that. I mean, I don't have a daughter, but, you know, replace the daughter with, like, my friends and family? Yeah, it's basically my life. I mean, that's cute, though. I kind of dig that style, and if it somewhat follows a, you know, like a Barakamon, like Moyashimon type of slice of life-esque story, then I think I'm gonna enjoy this one a lot. So let's keep my fingers crossed that this one is good too. All right, up next is BNA. This is the brand new series by none other than anime titans Trigger Studios. Now, I am hyped as fuck for this, personally. I mean, it's Trigger. They've done some amazing fucking series, and I've actually even had the pleasure to visit Trigger Studios back in the past, and in fact, there is a video coming out within this month that is somewhat revolving around Trigger, and it's a big video, so I hope you guys look forward to that. But regardless, I had a look into this this new series from them, BNA, and it looks pretty goddamn promising. I'm pretty hyped for this, actually. And I mean, you know, it's following kind of like that whole like furry element, and I'm kind of on the furry hype right now thanks to Beastars from last year. It's easily become one of my favorite anime and manga series of this decade, and I'm hoping that BNA kind of follows suit on that and gives us some quality furry material that I just love now. But regardless, it's Trigger. I'm sure they're going to do amazing with this series, so I am hyped as fuck for this. Alright, and let's check this last one out here. Listeners. It is a music show by Mappa Studios, an original Mappa Studios work about music. Wow, alright, first of all, that already intrigues me. The fact that it's Mappa and it's music related, so you know what? Let's check out the synopsis. The great Adolescent Symphony is set in a world where nothing called music exists. A boy meets Mew, a mysterious girl with an empty audio input jack on her body. I wonder where it is. When she is plugged into an amp, something that will change the world is set in motion. Thus begins a journey of sound that will never be forgotten. Ooh, it's kind of like the music origin story, but in a post-apocalyptic futuristic setting. Okay, I can fuck with that. I can absolutely fuck with that, dude. I don't know, something about me having done music my entire lifetime that I just immediately have this like drawing connection to any music-themed series. I mean, last year, Carol and Tuesday was a music-based show that absolutely blew my mind, and so I'm hoping that this series right here by Mappa kind of does the same thing and just gives me something, some like fresh music-based anime, because I've loved every single one that has come out so far. And I'm digging this aesthetic so much. Like, if you told me that this was just like a piece of fan art of like a Vocaloid or something, then I would have believed you. But if we're gonna have an anime that somewhat looks like this promotional poster right here, then yo, I'm hyped as fuck for it. But yeah, guys, I think we'll end it at there. That was my spring 2020 anime season. What will I be watching? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know as well if there are any series that I missed out on in this particular list, which I will always leave in the description below, so definitely go check it out. And also, yeah, let me know what you guys think about some of the shows I will be watching, some of the shows I won't be watching, and your personal watch list of the Spring 2020 anime season. Overall, though, it seems like there isn't a really strong grip on new series coming out this season. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm looking at this list rather early as of the recording of this video, so maybe there just hasn't been like enough updated stuff on it, but just from the overall look of it, it seems that the Spring 2020 anime season is mostly going to be supported by long-running series like Re:Zero and Oregairu and Shokugeki no Soma and Kaguya-sama, like those shows that have already established themselves. But when it comes to the new shows, it doesn't seem like it's going to be the strongest. Obviously, there are going to be some diamonds in the rough like BNA that I'm pretty sure that people are going to be talking about as the show continues on. But other than that, there isn't anything that's like, bam, here's something new and here's something cool that you're looking forward to. So yeah, let's just hope that Spring 2020 at least will be a little bit more decent than the Winter 2020. But if you'd also like to check out my Winter 2020 what will I be watching, then of course I will leave that in the description, or boom, there it is on the screen right now. So definitely go check it out if you're interested. And again, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more anime banter, and keep watching anime. Johnny!